Welcome back, folks, to the second quarter of action. Second one for the Royals at the Noblesville 14-yard line.
What are your thoughts?
You know, Alex, I think it's an interesting new look for this team. I can't recall a time where I remember seeing HSC in the gray. It's been a minute. Noblesville starting the Wildcat again with Schaffner. Schaffner's gonna try to break the edge, and he just gets around and picks up about 3 yards in that play. Mason Alexander came down from his safety position to push him out of bounds.
And that's the interesting thing with Mason Alexander. Obviously, we know he's great in coverage, but also really excels in tackling and you know, coming up and making plays when it comes to stopping the run. Obviously, you like to see it instead of SEC schools starting to build up some offers.
Back to the wing tee are the Millers. It's going to be a handoff to goalie, and goalie's just not going to get much. Alex, that play looked like some textbook Big Ten football. What is it, 2 yards in a cloud of dust?
Yeah, you know, bring in the jumbo package, extra tight end. Right now, it's looking like a Big Ten score as we're all knotted up at 8-8.
3rd and 5 for the Millers. Going spread again on this play. Royals with only one safety. Showing blitz now. Oseki, deep pass to Schaffner, and that's
going to be another give to McIntosh. Follows his blockers, breaking some tackles, gets all the way down to the 25. They're going to spot him at about the 26, rather. Still a gain of 5. Bring up 2nd and 5. Now the Hawk offense starting to look a little bit more what we're used to the last few weeks. Just grind it out. Get 3 to 5 yards every play. Going to be a give to Kolb this time. And he breaks that tackle. I thought he was going to be brought down in the backfield, still on his feet. Fights forward to about the 20. It'll be enough for a first down. Eli Kolb just refusing to go down. I think even the tackler thought he had him stopped.
Right.
First and 10, ball's at the 20.
He throws it away. And that's going to be touchdown for number 83, Millen McCartney. Great vision by keeping his eyes downfield for Gorak there.
That's exactly what I was talking about a moment ago. He's so deadly when he gets in the outside, gets his space, and he keeps his eye downfield, looking for the play to break down. Those defensive backs, that's a lot to ask for to stay with that wide receiver for that long.
Yeah, and that was tough on Gorak's part for evading the linebacker, number 39, Bryce Creek, but he successfully did it and kept his eyes downfield and completed the pass for the long touchdown. Isaac Poor kicks the extra point. That one will be no good. So your score, 5 minutes in.
For another first down, and this time it's 1st and goal. First time the Blackhawks have been inside the 10 tonight. And Zach Bales back in now. Bell under center. Going to give it to Bales. He's got a hole, going to lower his shoulder. Get in there. Touchdown, Blackhawks. Zach Bales runs it in from 8 yards out.
hand off to Wallace. Wallace going to try to cut back inside, and not much there. He's actually going to lose about 4 or 5 on that play. Sets up a 3rd and long.
And, Ben, I don't love the play call right there. You know, I don't mind running to the edge, but that's not the kind of guy Wallace is. He's not going to beat you to the sideline. He's the kind of guy where you want to run him up the middle between the guards, where he can, you know, do what he does best, where he can lower the shoulder, you know, mix in the stiff arm. Doesn't really have the speed to beat you to the edge.
Royals with 3 wide receivers near the bottom of the screen. That's Dylan James, Silas Newton, and Liam Boyd. Cameron Anthony is also at the tight end near the top of the screen. It's going to be a play action. Weston is going to run now. He's got some room. He's going to pick up the first down and just dance out of bounds.
Yeah, and Weston did a really nice job right there. Looked through his reads, saw nothing was open, saw that he had, nice 10 to 15 yards open down there on the far side of your screen. Had to beat one man in space, and that's no problem for him with his speed. Tucks it, runs, picks up a nice first down right there for the Royals.
Royals in the red zone again. And some more offensive momentum here, Alex. Another handoff to Alexander. He's going to pick up about 4 or 5 on that play. Royals almost inside the 10. They were stuck.
50, still on his feet, 45, and then brought down, first down.
It appeared first like that might be a horse collar, but it must have just been the side of the shoulder pad, but it was just the way that he went down. But great read there. Get a little dig route. Great job there. And you want to get that as far as some balance, or excuse me, not balance, but in the plays where you're hitting these check downs and getting new sets of downs.
Logan Urbaniak, a sophomore, his 14th reception of the season. So it'll be first down and 10. And Andrain gets across the 50 for the first time here in tonight's game. Here comes the rush. Valentine runs it again, slides after a gain of about 3. Crowd wanted a holding call. I think they were trying to go after Brent Stewart, the center. So it'll be second down and 7. We'll get you updated on some of the scores going on around, in fact, mostly in central Indiana. We'll check some of those other scores out if we get an opportunity. Valentine back from the sideline as he brings the play in. Urbaniak, one of the 2 receivers, actually now 3 receivers split wide to the left. Hash mark right. Valentine over the middle. It was intended for number 11, Micah Jones. As that falls incomplete. And all of a sudden, 3rd and long again.
3rd down and 8 for the 59ers.
If you just joined us, this could have been
Their own side of the field. Hartley takes the snap, looking for a hole, breaks, or I thought he broke a tackle, but did not, as the defender held on. I believe that defender was number 50, Colton C. got there first. So bring up 3rd and 6.
Petterer hands it off to number 22, Brody Middleton, who has a gain of 1 here.
22, Brody Middleton on the carry.
Middleton brought down on the Fishers logo by number 72, Andre Goya.
Fishers is impressively large up in the front, especially in the middle. They've got some guys that can hold down the fort there and really stop the run, really clog up the middle.
Yeah, for sure. As we said, big number. Wow, good stop there.
Inside draw, got nothing done there. Franklin Central throwing some interesting looks, some different stuff, and it's really not proven effective just yet.
Yeah, the Fishers defense is very stout, as they haven't allowed many points in many games at all. And that was number 25, Caleb Sweeney, on the stop in the backfield there. 3rd and long for Franklin Central on this play. Totoro drops back to pass.
It's a jailbreak.
Screen to
He's
number
gone.
4.
Nope, he's not gone. I was way early. Great play call, though. Great play call underneath.
Yeah, Harvey, once again, Franklin Central's Swiss Army knife. He has a big gain there on the jailbreak on 3rd down and long.
Smart play call again. Fishers is really getting upfield in those ends, right? So you can take advantage of that.
Tutter will pass it to his left. Number 12, Hudson Moritz, almost breaks it off for a touchdown, but instead he stopped past the first down with a gain of around 11 yards.
Lots of space on the outside right now for Fishers. They need to shore some things up.
Yeah, for sure.
There we go.
What happened?
Official was winding, and eventually our clock operators got it going.
They're somewhat paying attention.
2nd and 15. Hartley rolling out to his right. Going to be rushed by Bales. Bales went high, though. Oh, that one's picked off, I think. And it was picked off. Number 23, Dane Vogie, jumped the route and converted that one. And it looks like we've got an injury in the backfield, and he might be in some pain. So we're going to take a step aside for an injury.
Another 3rd and long, but this time
Alexander in the backfield behind Weston. Handoff right to Alexander. He's going to get over the line to score another Royals touchdown. And just like that, HC has established a sizable lead.
Really very good job. In fact, you have 2 defenders on the receiver there.
Yeah.
There was no place to go. He would have had to put it into a 1-foot window, and he couldn't even throw it inbounds.
also great job getting pressure by Fishers there.
Again, right? They've done it again and again.
The kicker for Frank.
Just like that, Heritage Christian back on top after the handoff and the touchdown here by Pimentel.
And huge by Pimentel just to keep his feet moving and get this one in, to get the momentum back on their side here on homecoming night.
And certainly all these coaches and schools themselves, athletic directors, and each night is such a special night, I'll tell you. And this place here on Kessler and Keystone is certainly not exempt to it. Chittard and their athletic program do a phenomenal job. It's always a great atmosphere hours before the game, and the tailgating and the parent club, and just a great setup, and do a great job of their facilities.
And all the kids you see here as well. They'll fake the handoff, rolling, throwing, and incomplete. Intended for Barraza at about the 44-yard line.
Pass intended for number 7.
So it'll be second down. Well, there's probably, for a high school setting, there's no better one than this one. When you think about, like you said, the tailgate and all the things that are going on, you feel like you're more like at a college than you do a high school.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's such a close-knit community, and you expect that with a fee-based school. But I'll tell you, they do it the right way. And I'll tell you, 5-6 years ago, this
ball caught here on the near side, and looks like it may be a second effort could get him the first down. On the reception, Bridenstine.
Yeah, 5-6 years ago, though. I mean, this the athletic complex, that Chittard has created here.
Short yardage back is Zach Bales. It is going to be to Bales, trying to get in there, and he's going to be untouched. Touchdown, Blackhawks. Zach Bales' second touchdown of the night.
Beautifully done.
Heritage Christian, Tony Donahue alongside of Peyton Brown. Penalty flag takes them back into negative territory, but they do a great job on third down to complete that pass that pushed it for the touchdown.
They responded just the way you would want your team to respond if you're a coach on the field there, having a setback and then being able to come back from it and really capitalize at the end of the drive there and just keep their feet moving. And it's just huge, like we've talked about all night, to reel in those homecoming emotions and be able to focus play by play.
So we'll see what Lapel can do. 9:54 to go here in the first half. Devin Craig out of shotgun. Man in motion. Here's the snap. Quick handoff, delayed, and he might get back to the line of scrimmage for no gain. Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe. If you're looking for great food for breakfast or lunch, check out Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe. They also specialize in baked goods. They have daily specials and are open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 until 2. Tam Sweet and Savory Cafe located at 6427 Oak Landon Road. Still waiting for Keith Myers to deliver us some sweet treats.
Get 2 behind in this one.
Nonetheless, the Millers will remain in the wing T. Royals showing for pressure. Schaffner on the carry picks up about 1.5.
And something, Ben, will definitely be something to look out for throughout this game. If the Royals continue to add to their lead and Noseville continues to struggle, do you abandon the wing T or do you die by the wing T? That'll be very interesting to see later in this game.
And, Alex, that's been a problem that Noblesville has faced over the years, just not adapting or really changing from that wing T formation. Another run play from the wing T, and not much there, maybe a half a yard.
Yeah, and I think with the wing T, it just feels like you really hold back some of your playmakers. Obviously, it's tough for your wide receivers to get involved, and I think it holds back your running backs a little bit because when the opposing defense is counting on the run that hard, it's tough to get those yards. And I think they've got a great running back in Logan Schaffner.
Sets up a 3rd and 6 now for the Millers. Back to their spread offense. However, Schaffner will remain in the backfield. Baker rolls to his right, looking, and that pass will be incomplete. Nice coverage on the play by Donovan Rhodes.
Martin is committed to IU. I'd put the offer out there. I've been telling you for a long time, I love that guy. I'd love to see him in black and gold. And obviously, I'm biased, but he's a big-time player.
Yeah, it'll be trouble facing against Martin for Purdue and the rest of the Big Ten teams in the following years if he stays committed to IU, which it is expected will happen.
I would think so. That's a great offer, like you said. That's a good program, and they need to get their offense in gear down in Bloomington right now.
Yeah. Gorak passes out to number 13, Noah McPeak. He tries to fake out the cornerback, number 8, Lauren Johnson, but he's unable to. But that will still be a first down for the Fishers Tigers.
McPeak's really sure-handed. They put the ball out there, he's going to catch almost everything. And Fishers has a bit of an embarrassment of riches there. They've got, at the wide receiver position, they got a bunch of guys that can catch the ball.
Yeah, with Hall, McPeak, and number
Cordy,
and also number 11, Joseph.
Back with yards after catch, but yards after contact as well here. And he's able to just beat him in a foot race to the end zone.
Yeah, breaks out at 2 right here, and he was determined to score, and that'll silence the crowd on homecoming night. Here's the extra point. High snap, ball kicked up, and it is good. And just like that, an 88-yard touchdown strike on 3rd and long. And Lapel re-grabs the lead, 14-9. You're watching high school football right here.
Really a big running team. However, any type of positive yardage that they've gotten on the ground has certainly been to the edge. It hasn't been through the A-gaps or up the middle.
By the way, how about the play of Frank Meyer, not even listed on our 2-deep, and he has come in and played well here in the first half. He, though, has come out of the lineup. Definite passing down here for the 59ers. Valentine once again, long snap count, throws and almost intercepted. That was Zach Garner in and out of his hands, and it'll be 4th down and 10.
Well, and Valentine that time just got a little bit anxious, didn't have a lot of pressure, kind of threw it a little bit too quick.
Another handoff to Wallace. He's going to bounce off one tackle and go all the way to about the 2.
Yeah, and, Wallace reminds me of a pinball. He just kind of bounces off guys. He's so tough to bring down, especially down there near the goal line right there. Really nice broken tackle, fights for extra yards. Looks like they're just going to try to punch it in once again right here.
3rd and goal from the 2. Wallace is just going to back his way into the end zone for another Royals touchdown. Make that 28 unanswered points.
Wallace dominated that drive for the Royals and caps it off with a really nice touchdown. And the Millers are currently getting
Eagles defensive players miss. At this point, you're just thinking pay dirt, right?
You're thinking, oh, crap. This is not going to be good here, and being able to have a last-ditch effort here, and Whitty's like, get off of me.
So Whitty scores the touchdown. He's got an interception to go with a big night. That's his 6th grab, puts him over 100 yards. And with 8:41 to go here, Heritage Christian, you slightly started feeling like, man, they really got to score on this possession. Pimentel spins out of 2 tackles, and he's taken down at about the 34-yard line.
And the yards after contact there was huge for that gain that he just got, because he looked like he was going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage, but being able to make a guy miss and then run over a few was able to get this in a much more comfortable position.
So 2nd and 3, plenty of time here in the first half to go on.
Couple times, including that late heartbreaker against HSC.
That was a tough one to watch.
Hall in motion once again. He takes
Another
the handoff.
jet sweep.
Hall gets back to around the 5 or 6 yard line.
Wrong. I think the run game would have been smarter for them.
Because Huffman got around that corner, and there was nobody in front of him.
Right.
Hartley's kick is up. It looks good. It is good.
A lot of lateral motion.
Right. Martin in a deep single set.
Yeah, Martin set up behind Gorak, and Gorak rolls out to the right. McPeak smothered on that play, but the pass is broken up by the Franklin Central defensive back.
Defense was great on that
Number
one.
8, Lauren Johnson.
Lauren
Yeah.
Johnson was all over. He was with him stride for stride. Or I tried to force something in that really wasn't ever there. There was never a window open.
Yeah, one thing, if Fishers does not convert on this play, it would be pretty likely that we may see Fishers go for it, as Coach Funk does not like kicking field goals very much, as
Not
there's
this
only
season, right?
only had been 1 field goal kicked the whole season.
Oh, what a play to get down that far. He was dead in the water, 3 yards, 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage before breaking a tackle or two. Gorak gets all the way down to, looks like about the 1.
Yeah, great play from number 14, Bennett Gorak. And Fishers for sure will go for it on this play.
Gorak awakes the signal as Fishers kind of
Clearly established that. We talked about that in the pregame segment as well. They've kind of been that way on the receivers end. They've been a running back.
Pretty decent kick, going to be fielded by DeCrane.
But that play does not work.
That might have been a busted play the way he looked. Martin was not where I think he thought he was going to be.
The 3-yard line.
On the field. He got into the end zone, but let's see what the flag is. I imagine it's coming right back.
It's coming back.
I think they got a hold.
To score. That's his 2nd touchdown.
Yeah, feeling good about that.
So 20-0 Trojans. Jasper Chapman back in for the extra point. Good snap. The kick is good. 5:13 remaining. Period 2.
Players are watching. And one thing to note this game is that big number 11, Joe Cyrus, is out. He's in street clothes for the Fisher Tigers, which is a big blow to the receiving corps. But still, you have Hall and McPeak every set of downs, so that's pretty good.
On that play, Franklin Central just goes right up the gut. Real simple, and hole was open, and they're doing a little bit of pace, a little bit of hurry up. They get back.
Yeah, but a good stop by Fisher's leading tackler, number 41, Carter Imes.
The 7-yard gain on the play, 2nd and 3.
Flag on the play. It's false start on Franklin Central. So it's been a bit of a sloppy game so far. It's been a lot of A lot of mistakes between the whistles, actually, outside of the whistles, right?
Yeah, and that Franklin Central penalty basically erases the run from first down. So now it'll be 2nd and 8 on Franklin Central's own 7-yard line. Correction, 9-yard line.
Play while their ball's in play. They do that, though. They try to warm up and stuff.
Tutterow, flanked by his 2 running backs, drops back to pass. He passed that.
Oh! Intercepted, taken to the house!
Pick 6 by number 39, Jake Pruitt.
He dropped back, and Pruitt was all over that. He read that from the drop. That's one of those plays that was earned in the film room there. What a great play by Pruitt. Easy catch to make, though.
Or, as we said, the film tent on the sideline.
That's right.
Yeah, but that's not Pruitt's first pick of the season. That is his 2nd pick of the season, if I remember correctly. And that was just a great read by number 39, Jake Pruitt.
That's a veteran play, veteran read.
This time, Tangara is set to kick the extra point.
So the normal kicker comes back on. Let's watch him bang it through. That'd be good to see.
Yeah, that would be the hopeful outcome for the Tigers here. Good kick from number 31, John Tangara.
And looking to establish the physicality.
So the penalty marks it back to the 15-yard line. Well, they really need a drive right here, get something going. If they don't, Bishop Chittard going to have excellent field position again. Valentine will hand off. It'll be Bowles over the left side, across the 20 out to around the 22. There's another flag.
Unfortunately, some of the most positive yards that they've had tonight, certainly on the ground. See if this, what the call is.
Now, the way that some of the Andrean players were reacting, it will be against Bishop Chittard. It is a face mask. So that'll put the football just shy of the 28-yard line.
First down to 28.
Next week, Andrean will be hosting.
Looking deep, and that is caught. Excellent catch on the play. I believe that was Aiden Brewer.
Aiden Brewer makes an incredible play right there on Mason Alexander, one of the world's best defensive backs. It's just man coverage. Gets a really nice release off the line, has probably 2 or 3 yards on him the whole way, and Miller's able to identify that and get him the football. Makes a really nice catch in traffic as well, holding on to that football.
Royals take a timeout to set up the defense. We'll take a quick break, folks, and be right back.
73, the class of 78 here tonight. Those guys are well before our time.
In our halftime show with Keith Myers, he'll be able to share what class he was.
I don't think they can go back that far.
They don't go back that far?
No.
He's going to bring his BLT, though.
Yeah, he will. 2nd down and 7. Valentine to throw again, and out of the reach of his intended receiver. Looked like Jimmy Finley.
Well, there's been 4 or 5 times where he's actually had his receiver where he probably wanted him. Ball just hadn't quite been at the placement points of where his receivers would like him. But nonetheless, brings up 3rd and 7 here. Really important for them to try to get some type of drive going. You got to do that right here by extending these set of downs here and getting these 7 to pick it up with only almost pushing 3.5 to go before half.
And by the way, Trojans get the football to begin the 3rd quarter. Right now, the Trojans showing blitz off that right side. Valentine, here they come. And Valentine on the run for his life. Completes the pass to the near side. And a big-time hit by Ryan Keating. But they got the first down in the reception. Nice play by Jaden Holmes. And what a play, though, by Scott Valentine just to get out of pressure.
Yeah, what great effort there in order to pick that up. And certainly for Valentine, he make it happen, getting a lot of under duress, if you will.
And Dran, after winning a state championship in 2021, beat Evansville Mater Dei, and then last year went back to the state championship and lost to Mater Dei 20-10. Trips left, hash mark right. Valentine looking left, now rolls right. Here comes the pressure, and he just throws it away. Great catch on the sidelines, though, by Cade Ricard.
Want to keep that ball.
Yeah, he should.
Yeah, you know, you were talking, Troy, just about the last 2 years of success that Coach Skinner and the 59ers have had with two back-to-back trips down to Lucas Oil. But the stretch goes back. I mean, you know, he's in his 8th year, over 70% winning percentage. But this is 5 years straight going into this year that they've had 10 wins. I mean, the season's only 9.
Yeah.
But when you have the type of postseason success, those wins are going to help as well. It's done a great job with the program.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Valentine out of the shotgun. Valentine now tucks it under, and he's going to go down. Looks like big number 65, Matt Woods again. Now Woods, about 208, plays that nose tackle position, but Evans is 208, Woods is 208, and Ross at 233. Not big, but very quick.
Well, another thing, too, is just grit. I mean, you know, there's just great resilience within these kids, just hard-nosed.
Yeah, and that one intercepted by number 41, Carter Imes, who he leads the team in sacks and now adds a pick 6 to his total on the season.
We've called Imes' name a couple times tonight.
Yeah, he is definitely one of Fisher's stars and their captain. That ball sails over the uprights. Well, I'd say that 2 pick 6s in 2 plays is pretty good.
That's okay if you're into that sort of thing, if you like defense. I can tell you right now, Franklin Central doesn't like this defense much at all.
Yeah, this
problems returning the ball if given the opportunity.
Better snap this time, and a better kick as well. Driving Colin back inside the 30, and he'll down it very close to the 29-yard line. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Boilermaker Local 374. Boilermaker Local 374 can offer you a career as an iron shipbuilder, blacksmith, or even a general helper. For more information, contact the International Brotherhood of Boilermakers at 219-845-1065. And then don't forget also, Anderson Rose Hallman coming up this weekend, as that is out of the reach of the intended receiver, Bridenstine. Stops the clock at 2:06. We also have football tomorrow. Franklin will be home. They'll take on Bluffton. Keith Myers and yours truly will be there for that one. 2nd down and 10. 4 wideouts now for Harrington. Harrington takes a big shot, goes down back near the 20-yard line.
Always a tough one to get to because you're blindsided. Don't see that coming. They're almost breathing on you. But great job on the edge of getting that here. We see the replay of it. Just went unblocked, and you know it's almost lights out, and your eyes are getting big if you're that DN.
Elijah Jackson, 6'4", 185. 3rd down and 17. Handoff, big hole up the middle, and there's Bridenstine again out to around the 35. Stays on his feet, but he said he wasn't down.
But he did the right thing. He didn't hear a whistle, so he kept going. And interesting enough, when he kept going is when they blew the whistle. But there was no whistle at the beginning.
I don't think he was down. He landed on top of the defender.
Well, the play's called dead now, so they got to
Keith
call
Myers
it.
says his arm hit the turf. I didn't see that. We need to check Keith's glasses. Can we take another? Here it is. Take another look at it.
No, he's not down.
His elbow never hit the ground.
I mean, you know, I like that the officials are getting together to talk, but at this point they blew the whistle later, so it's kind of a dead ball. They can't go back and replace it. So
It is here, there, and everywhere.
I don't think it's luck, but Pruitt might want to buy a lottery ticket. This kind of seems like his night.
Franklin with a 4 wide receiver set on this play.
Oh! They did it again.
Wow.
Defense comes up with yet another big play.
That fumble.
And Tuttero's slow to get up as well.
Yeah, that was a hard hit on that play.
That was a hard hit. That was a guy that wasn't picked up at all by the line. I think it was a delayed blitz. I'd have to.
Yeah, that was a big sack by number 34, or number 44, Tyler Maynard. But
look at Tuttero's frustration again.
Yeah,
I can understand it a little bit on that play. I don't know if that's his job to pick up the blitzer or if it's an extra blocker.
I feel like you might need a blocker there at least, but it could be part both fault.
It can be, but regardless, he's visibly frustrated. His body language shows he's having a long night.
Yeah, and Franklin Central lucks out on that one by recovering their own mishap.
How often do you say you luck out when you're sacked down to the 2? That's the best possible outcome for that play for Franklin Central.
Yeah. After a bit of a slow start from Fishers has definitely turned on the gas and has accelerated out to a 22-3 lead late in the second quarter.
I'll tell you again, Fisher's ears have to be pinned back here. This is a fun place to be in as a defender. It's 3rd and 17 from the 2-yard line with 1:31. It looks like Fisher's going to get the ball back one way or another. They may get it back on this play if things are going the way they have been.
Tries to cut it back, had no room, and it'll go for naught. So the 2-point conversion is no good. With 42 seconds to play in the first half, a huge answer on homecoming night for Heritage Christian. They lead 15-14. You're watching high school football right here on Indiana SRN.
My name is Jake.
And so the ball is down at the 35. They added 28 seconds on the clock, and now it's 4th down.
Sounds good enough to me.
No argument here, huh?
Well, we tried to give the headset. We were trying to get Coach an opportunity to relay down to the lead official, Donnie, in terms of what he saw in the booth, but they said that wasn't allowed.
All right, so it's going to be 4th down. After the timeout by Andran, you see Harrington checking at the line of scrimmage. Stack trips to the right, and they'll hand it off, and that'll be Bridenstine again, and he got the 1st down.
Well, a bold call, too, right before the half. You're 4th and 5 on your own 35. You actually, if you don't get that, you're probably giving Andran, you're not only giving them the ball, but you're probably giving them the best field position they've had all night.
Yeah, exactly.
Great confidence on your guys up front.
Harrington to throw over the middle. Ball will be caught to midfield. That'll be Forstall on the reception. That'll be a gain of 7. Still 1:13 to go. Hurry up offense. Andran had to get one guy off. Rolling. Harrington throwing. Sideline and in and out of the hands of his intended receiver.
And again, even though it's incomplete, I love the ball placement. I love it to the outside. Wasn't quite exactly where he needed it to be to make the play, but what I do like is if he can't make it, nobody else can.
Yeah.
So really good job again there by Jack and his ball placement. I really like him. I mean, he almost shows as much confidence throwing the ball on the run as he does in the pocket.
Yeah. That was Barraza, the intended receiver. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
And you got single coverage down here on Guy.
And that's
he's
where
going at
Harrington's
him.
looking. Yep. Has him. Ball is short, and it's going to be caught at the 25. Flag is down.
That ball would have been thrown on stride, would have been 6. But what a great job by Colin coming back here despite some of the hand action that he was getting there from Finley. And keep in mind, Finley's a preseason All-State selection as well. So Colin made a great job and almost high pointed that ball as we see the replay here.
Yep, there it is. Pretty easy call for the back official, and so it'll be first down. Still 55 seconds on the clock here for Bishop Chatard. Football spotted at the 22, trips right. Bridenstine in the backfield gets the call and will be brought down after a short gain. First one to grab hold of him, it was J.J. Bowles, and now Bishop Chatard will call a timeout. Want to remind you again, tomorrow we have college football. We'll be down in Franklin. There you see it right there as Franklin.
As hopefully Fishers can punch it in for a touchdown, but if that doesn't happen, it'll still be possible for a field goal to be taken at the end of this half. Gorak drops back to pass once again.
Comeback route.
Once
Hall
again.
steps out, stops the clock.
Gain of 6 there for Hall.
Steps out of bounds, covers by number 7, Hudari Hines. 7-yard gain on the plate, second down and 8.
If it wasn't for Pruitt's kind of magical night, Hall would probably be the guy who right now I'd
yeah,
have a game ball.
Hall's played very well.
Yeah.
I mean, I would estimate he has at least 50 yards on the night, but Gorak has to throw that one away. This will be 3rd and long for the Fishers Tigers.
Nothing there that time. Smart decision to get rid of that and just throw it away.
Yeah, for sure. Don't want to take a sack.
Pressure on the play by number 50, Devin Washington.
So Martin will come in here on 3rd and 8. 45 seconds left. Let's see, is Martin going to be used as a decoy, or are they actually going to just kind of run the clock out or maybe put themselves in position to hit a field goal?
Yeah, I mean, we know that Martin could get a first down here even. I mean, He's a very dynamic back.
10, the cutback, and down near the 5-yard line. They'll actually mark him at the 4.
Looks like they're not going to use it. Clock will stop to get the ball placed. Here's the clock's getting wound.
Trips left. You know they called this when they got the timeout. If we get this, we'll do this. And they'll give it off to Bridenstine. Got hit immediately and brought down.
Yeah, now they'll get a timeout.
Hand off to Bridenstine.
That was Okoye, the inside linebacker, getting the stop. And there's your next timeout.
Still got one to.
You prefer. Even with the penalty, Fisher's really managing the clock well in this drive.
Yeah, that is one of Coach Funk's specialties, is managing the clock.
So you got Martin flanked on the left side of Gorak right here for this big play.
Gorak drops back to pass and quickly passes it up to Gates,
and there's a pass interference. So it was a seam route, simple seam route, but he really got out of his hands quickly. I think they were thinking they could take advantage of the defensive end not really being ready, but he was stride for stride with him, just a little bit behind.
Yeah, and that was a pretty good play call there, but Gates has the ball bounce right off of his hands.
They're going to get half the distance to the goal. It'll be first down from the, looks like the 4-yard line, maybe a long 4.
Yeah, maybe about a 4.5-yard line. But very smart play from Funk there. No automatic first down, but
inside route, slant.
Good pass right in the breadbasket there, but it's broken up by the Franklin Central corner. I think that's number 4, Jan Harvey, who is always on the field, but he breaks up once again a pass.
I like the play call. It's hard for anybody to get to, but the defense was there.
Yeah, you have 26 seconds left remaining in this half, and Fishers has the ball on the 5-yard line, knocking on the doorstep, but that's not a great fumble. Gorak picks it up, throws the ball away. Smart play from number 14, Bennett Gorak there after the errant snap.
And Gorak might have saved 3 points right there, because that's the one thing you really couldn't take is a long loss of yardage, and that snap was off his hands. I don't know if that was a timing issue or the snap wasn't where it needed to be. It looked like it went off his hands, though.
Yeah.
But good play by Gorak. Heads-up play gives Fishers a chance to put 3 more points on the board before the end of the first half.
Yeah, and instead of diving on it, Gorak actually picks that ball up and does not fumble it at all, which is pretty good. And he just throws the ball away, and seamlessly it'll be 4th down from the 5.
Would have been about a 12-yard deeper kick.
Tangara gets the kick blocked.
Second down. Handoff will be Bridenstine over the right side, breaks a couple of tackles, still on his feet, gets into the end zone thanks to a big push by his tight end Forrestall and Charlie Wright.
Can you give assists in football?
Yes, because he got a couple of them.
We're talking about bringing hockey into it, and we can bring basketball into it. That was definitely an assist. Hard run by the way, but I mean what a fantastic job by the team in getting that push to score.
And he's a hard guy to bring down anyway, but nice to have the assist from behind. Here's Chapman, who's had an active night. Good kick, and 28-0 with 24 seconds remaining.
A runner there. Fishers had nobody on him, but it's good that the play was blown dead. So
victory formation for Franklin Central.
Yeah, Franklin Central calls it a victory for the first half, and score will be Fishers 22, Franklin Central 3, as the half runs down to 0 seconds.
Team in there, full deadlift. Great job.
Yeah, that was Charlie Wright, the center. So he snaps the football, gets behind the running back.
He lifted him up. That was
give him a little more
good.
help. So 28-0 here in the first half. We remind you again, we'll have a halftime guest, and we'll bring our statistician in as well. He'll run down the first half stats for us. Right now for the 59ers, unless they can find a way to get that offense rolling. This is, by the way, is the defense for Bishop Chatard. They're only giving up 11 points per game. They've given up double figures twice. That 49-23 win over Brebeuf at the beginning of the year, and then when they beat a good Cathedral team 24-21. Other than that, they've been tough to score against.
Yeah, and that was like about a 40-hour game, wasn't it? 36?
Yeah, it was.
Had to finish on Saturday because of a light issue.
Yeah.
Look at this here.
Jones on the return across the 40, 45, and he'll get to the sideline. But a great return all the way to near the 39-yard line, 13 seconds remaining.
Not only great positive yards, but there's no laundry on the field. And almost their best field position of the night. And they need something like that happen, see if they can maybe take a couple strikes here. But yeah, going back to Chatard and, just that Cathedral game and having to finish on Saturday. And then that grueling one last week, which is always a rivalry game with Guerin Catholic, having to go overtime.
Yeah.
And getting that 14-7. So tribute to these guys and pounding that out for a win.
So Andran will have 13 seconds, first down. And Ballantyne will shift his running back right-left. Three receivers to the near side. Ballantyne now wants to throw. Does so, and to the sideline right at the chain. It got drilled out of bounds. That's going to be Jimmy Finley.
They call it incomplete.
I believe they did. Yep.
Never really saw the direct signal.
On coverage there, Zach Garner.
Well, too, I think that, 59ers offensive line has had a bit of a trouble handling this three-guard front. They got five guys there. You're thinking you're going to handle that, but, they're smaller, they're quicker. They've still been in a position where they've actually put some good pressure on Ballantyne to the place where he hasn't really been able to have an opportunity to get anything vertical down the field with the time.
Cam Winston in the ball game now for Bishop Chatard at nose guard. Looking to roll and get rid of it. Willie Ballantyne running for his life. Time runs out. Loses the football. And nonetheless, as Bishop Chatard comes up with it, that was Frank Meyer with the loose football. And that's going to do it for the first half. It ends with a turnover by the 59ers. Wow, what a way to end the first half. As we said a little bit ago, Bishop Chatard will get...
I say right foot creep, oh, I'm walking with that heater. Look around, stay low.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field your Fishers High School Marching Tiger Band. Last season, the Marching Tigers advanced to the Bands of America Grand National Championship Final for the first time in school history. They also placed in the top 3 of the ISMA State Marching Band Finals. And later, this fall, the Marching Tigers will perform in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Now fans under the field direction of Hannah Schultz, Malia Wright, Madeline LaRue, and Kylie Storts, the Marching Tiger Band will present Happenin' Holidays, featuring the music of the Nutcracker Suite, Carol of the Bells, March of the Wooden Toy Soldier, and Auld Lang Syne. Here are your Marching Tigers.
Yeah, he had a bit of a hole right there on the near side of the field, but the hole closed pretty quick as he was tackled from behind.
Yeah, he just hesitated just for a second there, and that was enough for the Royals to close that gap. Noblesville staying in that wing T, down 21. But a kind of a fullback dive there. That was Schaffner on the carry.
You know, Ben, and something interesting I think is, you know, when do you abandon the wing T? How far do you have to get down before you start to do something else? You know, if it were up to me, I'd have abandoned the wing T about 60 years ago. But obviously, here we are. But I think certainly at some point, down big, you have to start to pass the ball a little more and get a little more aggressive on offense.
Noblesville will remain in the wing T on this 2nd and 6. Baker's going to keep it himself there. Just really not much. 2 yards there, maybe. You mentioned a little bit earlier, Alex, live by the wing tee, die by the wing tee. And it's probably fair to say at this moment, Noblesville's dying unless they pick up this key third down.
Oh, my goodness. That hit laid by number 24, Franco, absolutely lights up the Oracle. And the Blackhawks pin them deep. Well, they're not immediately starting them all the way down at the end, so I'm wondering if it's only once they pass midfield.
Yeah, once they, and I think they flipped the script on them.
Okay.
I think.
So, I mean, you could still score in the north end.
Right, if it's a breakout.
Yeah. So it'll be 1st and 10. It's going to be a give up the middle and went absolutely nowhere. Ball carrier, I believe, was Jones.
Up, you're not throwing in the towel early.
It's going to be a pass out of that wing tee. Oh, wide open over the middle field. It's goalie. He's got plenty of room. It's going to be tackled at around the 15-yard line of HSC. Huge play on that play action from the Millers.
Yeah, and like we talked about in the first half, that is one thing you'll see from the wing tee. And one of the positives that kind of comes from it is you get those broken pass plays. And right there, that's the second time we've seen goalie just get wide open up the seam. And they've capitalized both times now for huge gains. Obviously, that touchdown in the first half and that big play right there gets them down in the red zone here.
1st and 10 from the 17 for Noblesville. Wildcat now. Schaffner's going to keep it on the direct snap. He's got a little bit of room. Fights through a few tackles. Picks up about 7 on that play. Second and 3 for the Millers. Ball right on the 10-yard line. They'll stay in the Wildcat formation. And Schaffner's going to get right up about to that first down marker. He will pick up the first down. Inside the 10, 1st and goal for the Millers.
And Schaffner's a really talented running back. I like what he brings, and I'd love to see him in a different offense, but so far in this Nobles offense, he's put up some great stats this year, had some really great games.
And he's just as good a receiver as he is a runner, Alex. Handoff to Bellin.
Yeah, and I'd love to see Schaffner in a different offense where he can play almost more of an H-back role like you talked about with his receiving ability where, he gets split out wide a little bit more, kind of used as a receiving threat. We don't see him used as a receiving threat a ton in this offense.
2nd and goal from the 3 now. It's going to be handoff to goalie. And goalie's going to plunge through for a touchdown.
Goalie keeps the big night going. He's had quite a bit of the offensive production here for the Millers tonight. Gets his 2nd touchdown of the night. He has both of them for the Millers. Also has had, those 2 huge catches, that huge catch that set him up down there in the red zone. He's able to cap it off with a touchdown right there.
Paterno on to kick the PAT. High snap, although the kick is up, and it's good.
By the 30. Looking for a hole, runs over one tackler, gets inside the 45. So good starting position for the Hawks offense. It'll be 1st and 10, ball at the Oracle 44. Takes the snap, gives it off to Kolb. Kolb still churning his legs, gets out to just shy of the 40 for a gain of about 3, bring up 2nd and 7. See how much offense we see out of the Hawks. Slow start. Nobody scored in that first quarter.
No. Yeah, very evenly matched quarter.
So 2nd and 7, ball at the 41. And it looked like somebody moved on the Blackhawks side.
Yep.
That'll back him up 5 yards.
Will receive it for the Royals. He's got some blockers, a little bit of room. Crosses the 25. He's going to keep moving and try to cut back, change field. He's going to get across the 40, across the 45, almost to midfield before he's pushed out of bounds. Great return by Jago.
Yeah, really nice return right there, and he's going to set up the Royals with great field position down there right about at the 50-yard line.
Back. It's going to be a give on an in and around to Page. Cuts it towards the middle of the field. Gets brought down at about the 42. So a gain of 4 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 8. Bales checks back in as McIntosh checks out. And it is going to be a pass. He dumps it off to Cole, but last second he's going to get out there inside the 30 and got the first down. Nice job by the Blackhawk offense.
Very good play.
Eli Kolb got that little dump off, lowered his shoulder and barreled forward for 10-plus yards and moves the chains. First and 10, ball at the 30 now. It's going to be a give to Kolb. Gets hit before he got to the hole, spun forward. Maybe gain on the play, but I think they're going to spot him right at the line of scrimmage. Nope, they gave him a yard. 2nd and 9. The Hawks in absolutely no hurry whatsoever.
No.
Feels like a very slow start to the 3rd quarter.
Why would they be right now?
Well, I mean, it's true.
Just kind of work the clock a little bit. I mean, as of right now, they're going to have majority possession of the...
Alexander again in the backfield. Hand off to Alexander. He's going to break a few tackles. Gets stopped short of the line to gain, though. Interesting decision coming up for Michael Kelly, Alex.
Yeah, well, I mean, right now your foot's on the gas, and I'm not taking it off. Your defense has been playing well outside of, I would say, about 2 drives, and so I'm willing to take the risk.
Seems like Coach Kelly agrees with you. He's going to keep the offense out there for this 4th and 2. Be another handoff to Alexander. He's going to break through a few tackles, and he's got no one ahead of him all the way down inside the red zone for a first down.
Yeah, and Coach Michael Kelly takes the risk right there on 4th down, and it pays off. I mean, like
outside, he's going to get to the 5. Touchdown, Blackhawks. Eli Kolb bounces off his offensive lineman, cuts it outside, and goes all the way in for a touchdown. 26-yard jaunt. And the Blackhawks extend the lead. And now they're going to get to a number of chances that you hardly ever see in football. Snap is down, the kick is up, kick looks good.
Okerson and Anthony again both shift to the other side of the line. Another handoff to Wallace, who's going to pick up about 2 yards on that play. Sets up a 3rd and 7 for the Royals, who at this point are well within Belmonte's field goal range. So not much urgency that they need to play with right now, Alex.
No, I mean, obviously a 3rd and 7, you wouldn't expect a run play, but with how good the run game has been, and then obviously you're not in desperate need of a touchdown, and it would continue to keep that clock running. I think you run the ball right here.
That's exactly what they do, although Alexander fumbles and Noblesville recovers the football. Sloppy handoff from Weston, and I believe that was Grayson Owens of Noblesville who jumps on that football. Huge mistake.
Yeah, and the Noblesville linebackers did a really great job right there, just getting right through the offensive line, blowing up that play. Weston didn't even have time to hand off the ball. Just a really great play right there by the Noblesville front 7. Getting in the backfield instantly and disrupting the handoff. And that's a huge turnover for the Millers as they desperately needed the ball back. And they really couldn't afford to let the Royals score again.
Noblesville back on offense with 4:30 left to go in the 3rd. Still in that wing T. Hand off to goalie. Not much, maybe about 3 yards on that play.
Noblesville still with the mindset that they can win this game 3 to 4 yards at a time. I just think eventually we could see a scenario in the 4th quarter where you start to run out of time.
Another handoff to goalie. Not much on that play. Less than a yard. Brings up a 3rd and 5.
Oracle's going to go back under center. Hartley going to give it off. Trying to get that edge. Able to right there. Gets run out of bounds. See where they spot him. It looked a little short of the 30. They are going to say about the 29, it looks like.
It's a good spot.
It's a gain of 5. Or no, he biked it up to the 28. The 2nd and 5. Halfway through this 3rd quarter.
.24 Kobe Martin on the carry is the penalty marker on the play.
Schaffner just out of reach. Incomplete.
Yeah, he had him open, just sailed the ball a little too far towards the sideline. That had been a really tough catch for Schaffner to make.
Brings up a 2nd and 10.
And like you talked about previously, with the clock just continuing to roll, it feels like the Millers are kind of burning time they don't have.
Korak's pass ball is incomplete as intended for number 81, John Anthony Hall. It'll be 2nd down and 19 for the Tigers. Korak's pass completion, number 24, Kobe Martin. Stopped on the play by number 7, Hudari Hines. 9-yard gain on the play. Skorak on the carry. Brought down behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th down and 11 for the Tigers.
Hartley running to his right, going to be smacked right at the original line of scrimmage, so a gain of 2 on the play. I believe Bales is in on that one again. Bring up 3rd and 10. Third and 10, ball at the 35. Hartley takes the snap, looking across the middle. That ball tipped, going to fall incomplete. Bring up 4th and 10.
Some good Blackhawks defense here.
Looks like Hartley doing something with his cleat. I know he's also the punter, so.
Yeah. He's also been slip sliding around here tonight.
Yeah, there's been a few times he's almost gone to the ground.
Did you notice he almost ate it on the sideline there a couple plays ago?
I didn't.
He was coming out. As soon as he hit the white sideline, he was slipping out.
That paint can be slippery.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's a good snap. It's a good punt. Going to be fielded by DeCrane at the 35. Trying to reverse the field. Good block downfield. And that's a terrible flag.
Terrible call.
That's absolutely awful. That's absolutely awful.
Craig has it. He'll look to pass. Pump fakes. There's the double move. He's got him open. Touchdown, lapel. It's Bruce Burris on the double move.
And just great play, a great play by the quarterback and receiver there, being just in line with their communication, with their eyes and everything, in the execution of this play, and they were able to have the corner bite there, creating an opening for him.
So the double pump is enough, and after a great kick return, it takes a minute and 47 seconds off the clock to see Lapel go back ahead 20-15 with the extra point pending. And they are going to look around and then throw the flag. It was a false start, which is not now, obviously, with the penalty. But would you think about going for 2 to make this a 7-point game?
I'd even think about going for 2 now because
you got a little bit more room.
A little bit more room to work with. It does push them back a little bit, but they have more room maybe to get a rollout type of play in. And if I was a coach, I would want it to be a 7-point game and not a 6-point game.
So dead ball, false start. It'll push it back. Instead of the extra point from the 3, they move it back to the 8-yard line, and they will still elect to kick the extra point. 5-point game. Lapel 20-15 on homecoming night for Heritage. The Bulldogs trying to spoil it. Extra point is up, and this one is true. So a quick 50-yard drop.
2nd and 8. It's going to be a give to Bales this time, following his lead blockers. Tumbles down to just shy of midfield. They're going to say he got to the 49. I'll bring up 3rd and 4. Right at 3 minutes left in this third quarter. Going to be another give to Bales. Tries cutting it outside, back upfield. He got the first down.
Nice run.
It's brought down at the 43, but a nice run by Zach Bales moves the chains for the Hawks. And it looks like there's an Oracle down on the field. At least slow to get up. So we're going to step aside real quick. You're watching Blackhawk football, Bragg Sports Media.
Left on a screen, and that's caught. However, met immediately at the line of scrimmage. Aiden Brewer, who had that great catch earlier, the nice job holding on to through that ball through some contact.
Yeah, a little bubble screen right there. Brewer gets it, but like you talked about, just met a brick wall. Absolutely nowhere to go. Two Royals defenders there to make the tackle.
It's going to bring up a 4th and 5 now for Noblesville. Big 4th down. Royals showing a little bit of pressure. It's going to be a draw play for Schaffner, and there's nothing. Interesting play call there on a 4th and 5.
Fishers looks to the sideline here for the play.
Gorak again in the pistol.
Yeah, and this time Hall in motion. He does not take the handoff this time, but instead it's a busted play.
That's a busted play again.
And Gorak just takes a knee deep in the backfield because he does not want to get sacked. That was a sack, but basically. But on the busted play there, it looks like maybe Martin must have been supposed to take the ball there.
Regardless if it's in the huddle or after the huddle's broken, it's a busted play and same result. Got to work those tweaks out. Got to iron them out.
Yeah, 2nd and very long here for the Fishers Tigers.
It could be as simple as the coach trying to work some new stuff in.
Yeah, Fishers waited a long time to get that play.
What a catch.
Nice jump ball play from there for number 13, Noah McPeak. Fishers wide receiver and punter.
Martin did a good job picking up the block on the right side there, but we were a little blocked there. Great job going and getting the ball, but couldn't get his feet down in bounds.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for McPeak, as he made a lot of effort to get that catch.
And not exactly what you want if you're Heritage here, as he just throws it up, not in the most ideal of situations. Looks like triple coverage there. The receiver had a step on his man, but he just didn't have the arm strength to get it there.
And really lucky on the Heritage Christian side of the football that
sprinting downfield. And
yeah, the return game, I'll tell you, is always so tough. I mean, you're just coming out of full steam, and these guys, having to keep leverage on their blocks or taking hits at guys running full speed, and you're, stuck in the mud type of thing, and it can be tough.
So the injured player is off the field, and we're ready to go. 1st down and 10. Bishop Chatard, first possession of the football here in the 3rd quarter, leading it 28-0. Trying to move to 7-0 on the season, remain number 1 in all the 3A polls. They'll run the football, not much there. The handoff to Semler.
And that's one of the few times that actually the 59ers have got a tackle for a loss tonight. So could be a good sign for them here to start the 2nd half.
You have Angel Torres and Elijah Jackson, Ezekiel Gray up front. Gray generally plays that nose guard position. They got those 2 quick defensive ends. 2nd down and 10. Fake the handoff. Harrington rolls and throws, and I'm not sure he caught the football. That was Forstall.
He might not know where he is, but
I think it's lower body. I think he got rolled up a little bit. I think he's all right.
Another run for Martin. This time, not much there.
The tight end really sprung the play there, and then the next level closed it down. But he did a good job on the block. He looked pretty healthy there, so it was good to see.
Yeah, this will be a 3rd down on the field for the Fishers Tigers at the Franklin Central 18. But you'd like to get at least a couple yards so you can go for it here, because don't really want to go for it on 4th and 7, but it's
I don't
possible.
think you want to kick a field goal.
Yeah, I don't think you want to kick a field goal. That's why I would try to at least cut the distance in half here.
Yep.
This time it's going to be a pass.
And a good one.
Over to Hall.
A slant to Hall.
Now here's a guy.
Hall finds the red carpet.
Now here's a guy who's a trusty receiver.
There's the guy, and boom, with a touchdown.
Yeah, great play from number 81, John Anthony Hall. Connection with number 14, Bennett Gorak, and Fishers converts once again for a Tiger touchdown.
It's a lot of fun. Nights like this, when you get a little bit of a lead, fun for the student section to take a deep breath and just enjoy a sound.
And this Franklin Central team, this is not like a bad team or anything.
Not at
Fishers
all.
is ranked 10th according to Max Preps in the state, and Franklin.
Looks like they called maybe some activity on the Noblesville sideline. Either way, it's going to set up a 1st and 10 for the Royals at the 16. Alexander in there behind Weston. Royals just letting that clock run. Handoff to Alexander's going to hit the edge. Picks up about 9 on that play. Short of the first down marker.
Down there, it's a beautifully thrown ball. That's a penalty.
That's a
Throw
big
that flag.
penalty. Where's it at?
Oh my
gosh,
goodness.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
This one. Who controlled the line of scrimmage, and it's certainly been the Royals tonight.
And he is in for the touchdown. Jack Miller is in with his 2nd touchdown of the season. This one comes from 5 yards out. And just like that, it is 27-15.
And just a hard run being the aggressor. He fell forward on top of this linebacker, ultimately getting him in the end zone.
And they go for 2, and they get it. I think.
That wasn't for 2. That was for
Okay, so that was the replay there.
Those guys are capable of it. Like to see them get involved in the receiving game just a little more.
Yeah, this would be a spot to do it. A little play action to deceive the defense, catch them off guard. Hand off to Alexander, who's going to break through the line and pick up another 1st down inside the 5. So 1st and goal for HSC here as the clock.
Field. Pitch forward, Whitty. He does it all. He's got, that's Riley Hudson. So Hudson ran a touchdown in the 1st quarter. He picks up the 2-point.
Especially if they continue to play in that wing T formation offensively. Royals coming to the line of scrimmage with about 4 seconds to go on the play clock. Handoff to Alexander. And he's going to get all the way down to the 1-yard line, just short. Really, best case scenario for the Royals, you pick up positive yards, and you let the clock run a few more ticks.
Yeah, and you got to give credit to the HC coaching staff. I mean, the clock management has been a masterclass here on this drive. I mean, we saw them snap that ball at about 2 seconds to go, and that's perfect clock management.
Walls checks into the game, the short yardage running back who's had an excellent day thus far. Probably just expect them to punch it in here. And that's exactly what they do. Well, he's going to be marked down at the half-yard line. Brings up a 3rd and goal.
Yeah, and I don't think that's a bad thing for the Royals because like we talked about previously, you maybe got a couple inches closer, and football is obviously a game of inches. Every inch counts. And the clock just keeps on rolling. You can burn another 40 seconds.
Like we mentioned, Royals don't need a touchdown here. They can settle for a field goal.
Or if you want to get really aggressive, Ben, you could always go for it on 4th down. If you get the touchdown, great. If not, you're giving the Millers the ball pinned way back in their own territory.
Hand off to Wallace, and he just shoots through the offensive line, crosses the pylon, and scores a
catch by number 23, Jack Waybright.
Well, I'll tell you, the young fella put the foot in the carpet, didn't he?
Yeah.
Great job there of just a good little plant and jump cut this back in to take this to the house.
Boy, I'll tell you what, and again, I can't say it enough, the way Harrington is playing tonight, just amazing.
Well, we talked about, hey, you don't have to do all the special things to win the game. Just go out and manage it and do the things necessary not to lose the game. And he's managed it well tonight. But even beyond that, he's just shown great upside in what they have.
Extra point was no good.
Kolb and McIntosh on the backfield. It's going to be a give to Kolb. Breaks through for maybe a yard. Bring up 3rd and 7. I've heard that air horn several times.
I didn't think air horns were allowed.
Well, like noisemakers and everything aren't allowed during the playoffs.
Right.
But during regular season, I'm not sure. I know the officials haven't looked up like they've had a problem with it, so I'm going to assume it's all right.
Gets a cut back. He's off to the races. Makes another man miss. He's going to be taken down by a gaggle of lapel Bulldogs, but another first down. A nice downfield run by Vaughn Johnson.
And exactly what you could want if you're on Heritage's sideline right now, getting the momentum, and it looks like it's going to be brought back.
And a holding. And again, it's been 2 steps forward and 3 steps backwards for Heritage Christian tonight. And a nice first down run there goes for naught. They'll bring it back, and it'll be a first down and long for Heritage. We do know this. I mean, look, Lapel's defense hasn't been on the field all that much. You know, you had a longer extended halftime for homecoming, probably 30 minutes, and then 2 nice drives to start the half. After a 3-and-out for Heritage Christian, this Lapel defense, they should be ready to go.
They should be ready to go, and they look like they're not so ready to go, but maybe this penalty is exactly what they need as a defense to get the momentum rolling.
1st and 10, handoff. Jones is met in the backfield and tackled immediately.
And there's just no getting past
the yard line. Take another look at the score.
Yeah, put the foot in the grass there.
Yeah, he made that cut. There was nothing that Andran could do from there. So here come the 59ers. Scott Ballantyne. Andran has not been shut out this year. Lapel winning their game 29-15. Ballantyne will hand it off. New running back in the lineup and gets a big hole of about 10 yards. That's going to be Jeremiah Gonzalez, just a freshman.
Yeah, one of their more positive yardage plays of the night.
Yeah, especially on the ground. One thing I did notice so far when you think about Andran is they do have and are playing quite a few freshmen.
First down, though, for the 59ers.
And we'll call that a first down. Well, they weren't getting anything out of Bowles. He's only a sophomore. They're going to try the freshman. He'll get the call again over the right side and gets hit. May get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about it. And there's your.
But he had plenty of time to make the catch. There was nobody tracking him. Seems like he found the soft spot there in the Fisher's zone.
Yeah, that was a little bit of light for this dark Franklin Central offense.
That pass was on the money, though.
Yeah, that was very good. The Carmel football team of this year is not the same as Carmel team of past years, as they're down 19-0 to Ben Davis.
They've already dropped 1 or 2, haven't they?
Yeah.
Run around end. Franklin Central will be stopped. It looks like at around the 2.
Yeah, Harvey on the carry there. That was a pretty good run there, all the way up to the 1.
5-yard gain on the play. It's goal, ball at the 2-yard line.
Franklin Central really has done everything well on this drive. They've been able to run the ball. They've been able to pass the ball. And you need some more heroics from Fishers to really stop them. But I have the momentum is in their favor. Right up the middle.
Fishers makes a stop on that play. That was a tough run up the middle, but it's really hard to score up the middle on the goal line. And Franklin Central does not succeed on that one. And
new personnel bring about 4 new players in for Franklin Central.
Yeah, Franklin Central.
Going to be tipped. Nice play by Mason Wright, who had the interception earlier.
Yeah, does a nice job tracking the ball right there and making a play. Obviously,
yeah, and Franklin Central has extra man on, but they take him off. This will be a timeout.
First and 10, ball at the 2. They're just going to try to run it up the middle. I think they lost a yard. Yeah, they're going to say they're just outside the end zone. So bring up 2nd and 11. And if you're the Oracles, you might just think about following the center.
Right. Just got to get out of there. You're in a dangerous spot.
Under 7 to play now. They're in the shotgun. Takes the snap, and it's an awkward handoff in the backfield. I think he did get out of the end zone.
And 3rd down. This is, like I said, 4-down territory here. So we'll see if Fishers can step up big here. They got it done.
Franklin Central finally converts on a touchdown. And there's still time left in the quarter. But Franklin Central finally gets on the board once again after the early field goal.
The point after
breaks a tackle to the 20, 15, 10, and finally brought down at around the 5-yard line.
Well, good little check down by Hill. And then what a great job after the catch, breaking a couple tackles there. And also
take another look at it. By the way, all the starting offensive linemen are out as well. So you got some great blocks downfield. And it looks like they're going to put him right at about, the 2-yard line. Harrison Forrestal, the tight end.
And that's going to be goalie wide open in the end zone for a touchdown. His 3rd of the game.
Yeah, goalie having a huge night for the Millers. Gets his 3rd touchdown. Really all of his yards are coming off those broken plays like we talked about. That's the 3rd time tonight where he's just gotten wide open up the seam. But it just feels like it's a little too late. And even if they do force another stop and get the ball back, they're just struggling to move down the field on offense, and they're struggling to find any tempo.
Letourneau on the PAT. That kick is up and is good.
And the handoff, and it'll be the fullback getting the call, Bridenstine, for the touchdown, his 3rd of the night. So the hat trick for Bridenstine. It's now 40-0.
You know, we had the hockey reference earlier at the penalty box. Now we got to throw the hats on the field, right?
That's right.
3 scores. This young man that was a 3rd stringer last week. But great opportunity here for him, and he's making the most of it.
All set up on that certain great play there by Harrison Forrestal. After the catch, I think that the Trojans might be a man down here. At least they're trying to wave a new man in, and here he comes. It's going to be Winston. Still plenty of time on the play clock with 13 seconds. And now the running clock will begin here for the rest of this one. I think that the extra point this time is good, and a little bit of a sarcastic cheer from the.
It's a high snap, but Hartley gets it down. It's a super high punt. DeCrane just needs to get away from it. It's going to bounce sideways for the Hawks and be downed at the 30. So a short punt.
SRN.
We really focus on
concerns at ease. So Fishers take the field with just under 3 seconds, 2.7 seconds left. One play to run here in the third quarter before taking a little 12-yard walk and reversing field for the fourth quarter.
Yeah, just a little bit of a jog across midfield to the other side of the logo. Gorak takes a snap, hands it off to Martin. Martin finds the holes and gets a good chunk of yards there, getting up to the other 49, which now, instead of a 12-yard walk, it'll be a
2-yard walk. So Martin continues to do what he do. Great play call right at the gut. Keeps his legs churning to gain about 7 yards. And, puts Fishers in a great place.
Whole defense is going where Pimentel is because obviously they're keying on him, and they're able to reverse it here and not only get enough needed for the first down, but even more to put him in scoring position
So
now.
an absolute awesome play call there, and a quick pass to the fullback down to about the 22-yard line, and some major momentum now starting to shift over to Heritage Christian here in the fourth quarter.
And Heritage being able to score on this drive is going to be huge because they're really only going to get one more drive on defense where they need to make a stop, and then they need to possess the ball on offense the last time they get it.
Pimentel taken down to the 20-yard line. Mark it the 19 on forward progress. Plenty of time here, but as you mentioned, you need your defense to step up next time they're on the football field. Third and 1. Nix fires to the end zone, and we're going to have a pass interference. Pass interference. So sometimes you throw it up and you get the flag. So the call there, we'll see. It certainly was maybe more so illegal contact downfield.
Play clock about to wind down for the Royals as they get the snap off to Alexander. Just going to weave between some offensive linemen and tacklers and picks up a first down. But the only downside is that stops the clock until the Royals get to the line of scrimmage. Now the clock winding in, 3 minutes to go. And with the Royals controlling the ball the way they are, this game is pretty much over, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, I really just don't see a path for the Millers to make a comeback. Royals has just been in control. Really, it feels like since the end of the first quarter.
Back or the coach as they're leaving a little bit of cushion in the middle, or even maybe some kind of slant sit-down route as well, but I wouldn't be surprised if they ran it again.
Lapel looking for a big defensive stop here. They are on their heels. Second and goal. Handoff Johnson again, stuffed in the backfield. He won't get it. So a third and goal coming up here for Heritage Christian.
And that loss of a yard-ish there was huge for Heritage because going backwards is going to make it a lot more difficult than going forwards obviously would have.
Yep. Down by 14, 2 scores. That lapel two-point conversion back in the third quarter, that could loom large as well if Heritage Christian does come back in this one. Nix slant back of the
Bales fights, gets maybe a yard down to the 11, 2nd and 9. Only 3 minutes left now.
Timeout.
And they signaled that the Hawks use their timeout. Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Delphi.
Delphi uses their timeout. 2:57 still to play. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Blackhawk football, Bragg Sports Media.
Wilson Farm Market.
Yeah, that'll be real tough for him.
Big transition. Get out of the swoosh. pistol formation.
Sturgill takes snap, pitches off to Martin. Martin hits the defender and
1st and goal now for HSC. 5-yard line. It's going to be a handoff. Not much room there. Running backs Anthony Harris, the senior.
Goes Lapel's way, and they have the football. They're running it past the 10, spins out of another, cuts back, and still go.
Another handoff to Harris. Not much. He's going to be stopped for a loss. Brings up a 3rd and goal from about the 10, and Noblesville will take a timeout. Take a quick break and be right back after the timeout.
Rollout pass.
Right.
Not to tip off the Oracles or anything.
But
Look
for it.
The Crane and Page going to be the near side wide receivers. Bales checked in. It's going to be a pitch out to Kolb. Got lead blockers. Got a nice hole. Knocks down the pylon. They're going to say he's down at the half-yard line.
and the field goal sails through the uprights.
Blast that one.
As your score is Fishers 29, Franklin Central 16 with 9:37 remaining.
Our score, Franklin Central. Correction, Fishers.
Can't get complacent.
And that's exactly, he didn't get it at the initial push, but he got it. Touchdown, Blackhawks. The initial push didn't get there, but the second.
I think that just what Indiana SRN and networks do in terms of streaming games and just making opportunities for people to view, whether it's family members that live out of town,
Newton in motion. Weston's going to roll it to his right, looking for Anthony in the end zone, and that's another Royal touchdown.
Like we talked about on the last Royal drive, I said I'd love to see these tight ends get involved down in the red zone, and right there they do. Ball State commit Cameron Anthony gets the touchdown right there.
Nice rollout and pass. Great play design. Anthony was wide open in the back of the end zone. And with that, this game is all but sealed.
Set the penalties there. So you throw an incomplete pass. And on 3rd and 7, you gain 6, but it's going to be brought back. So a 2nd and long coming up here. So an illegal shift. So they'll move the sticks back. And you just get the sense that Lapel isn't doing enough to put this game away.
Lapel is not hammering down on the nail that they have already struck into Heritage. And it's coming in, again, these mental errors. And honestly, as a coach, when you're up by multiple scores in the 4th quarter, I don't really know if you should be passing the ball when you're able to run it so effectively.
Out of the gun. Quick screen. Caught. Off to the races he goes. Gets the first down and goes out of bounds. So on 2nd and 12, a quick dump off goes for enough to get the first. Well, we'll see. There was a little bit of an argument on the sideline of where he steps out of bounds. Whitty, I think, yeah, he was in bounds. That's a first down. Whitty, who is more than likely going to be our player of the game, he's done it all. Touchdown, interception, 2-point conversion, picks up a first down there. And we'll have a officials timeout here to reset the tape. It looked close. I thought from the naked eye that he got it, and they certainly got together. So great job by the officials there. Give him the first down. Quick screen. Caught. 35-40 and pushed out of bounds at about the 42-yard line.
And Whitty's doing really good here, but if I were him, I would have, again, stayed in bounds.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's gone wrong in the second half is just trying to keep that momentum going. That 2nd and 7, they throw the incompletion. That probably cost them 30 seconds.
And if they were able to keep the ball in bounds, too, you're looking at a 4-minute differential right now, possibly.
Out of the gun.
6-6, no one near him. Touchdown, Blackhawks. Not sure where Hartley was trying to go with that one. But the only person there was Nolan Page, and he takes it all the way in for the score and extends the lead once again. Well, if the game wasn't sealed before, I think that one pretty well did it.
Sealed now.
Snap is down. The kick is up. The kick looks beautiful. The kick is good. 30.
When you got to get off the field here on 3rd and 7.
Yeah, like you said, I believe this is the down of the game right here because if you don't get off the field, mathematically the time and the points and the drives, they're just not adding up for you, except if it's a miracle. But this is their last chance for it to make sense to get off the field and have a comeback shot.
3rd down and 7. Ball on the 46-yard line. Heritage showing blitz. 2-men defensive push. Throw to the left side. Overthrown. Incomplete. So with 7:31 to go, Lapel will punt it away, and Heritage Christian will take back over on offense.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some pressure on this punt here like we saw last time. They got a piece of it, and if they're able to get more than a piece of it here, they're going to be in much more manageable field position with the time that they have left here.
So Hudson will do the punting. He's at the 29-yard line. Here's a push from Heritage Christian. I don't know what that guy just said. And it is fielded. It sneaks out of it. Off to the races. Makes one man miss. Makes something out of nothing. All right. I feel you there. So 7:17 to go. I want to take a break, but we won't. Sorry for any language that you may have heard.
Out there for Sturgill. But he's going to be
Fighting
marked.
a little bit underneath the pile there, and no signal yet.
No signal from the refs. And
still no signal.
It's going to be
Still no signal.
3rd and 100 for Fishers here.
Right. Nice of him to give us a signal. Never. It is 3rd down and 25. 23.
3rd down and 23.
A lot of problems handling the snap this half.
I just got word that there's a final score over in the Hamilton Southeastern Noblesville game, and the score is 43-22. The Royals win.
HSC's awfully tough this year.
Yeah, that game, Fishers had a great chance, but
They really did.
HSC came out on top.
Tough one to watch slip through your hands.
Would be real interesting to see a rematch like what happened last year in the playoffs.
That Noblesville team's pretty beefy in the trenches. That's a very good line. Their offense confuses me when I watch them.
Yeah, I hear their center's a pretty good player.
I've heard that too. Merrick Heldy. That's a guy that I think a lot of coaches have their eye on. A lot of college coaches.
Yeah, but Fishers has 4th and very long here. As expected, Fishers is set to punt it with number 13, Noah McPeak.
Peak back there and 3 up men, and Fisher's in a spread formation for the punt.
McPeak boots it away with a good punt there.
Good coverage.
Yeah, great coverage there.
Out of gun. Nix. He's hit. Ball loose. And I believe, yep, Heritage does recover it. So great defensive push there on the blitz. Heritage lucky to pounce back on it. Great sportsmanship on both sides there. But a 1st and 10 sack will make it a 2nd down and about 16 with 6 minutes to go. So I'm not seeing much of a sense of urgency here halfway through the quarter.
And there isn't, which is going to be a huge mistake to Heritage, because there is a good chance if they're able to get some plays that they score, but they're not going to have enough time to make a stop and get it back.
Out of gun, rolling to the right. Caught. And might have got to the 1st down marker. Looks like he'll be marked, excuse me, the original 1st down marker. He'll be a bit short there on the 4-yard catch. That was the route we've been talking about being open, but that one only goes for 4 yards. The last couple of plays, it's been a little bit more downfield.
It has been a little bit more downfield, and that one right there, he just got tripped up a little bit. And if we're Heritage, we can't be huddling as much as they are. We just don't have time for that right now. We got to call the play on the ball.
Here's fakes handoff. It looked like it came out of his hand early, and it's going to fall incomplete. So a big play here coming up on 4th down and 11.
And the exact route scheme that I'm running right now is empty right, so empty to the wide side of the field. I am running a fade by my outside guy, a post by the second guys in, both of the guys, and then a to the sticks hitch by the 3rd guy in, because he's going to be wide open sitting there.
Are you going hard count here to maybe get a cheap 5 yards?
For sure going hard count, doing anything I can at this point to get something out of him. And they go empty. Maybe we'll see a little bit of the middle of the field is wide open, but he didn't go.
Caught at the 45 to the 43-yard line. It's a good enough for a 1st down. A nice pitch and catch there to move the chains.
And at this point, they need a touchdown by the time the clock hits 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Or else it's going to be very, very hard for them.
So a great 4th down conversion there. Delayed handoff. Good enough for 8 yards, but you gotta keep going here.
You got to get on. None of the linemen are sprinting here.
Are you taking a shot to the end zone here?
Taking a shot only if it's to the middle of the field, because they're standing in a cover 2 defense. If it's a cover 3, like they've been spinning to, I'm throwing some type of wheel maybe for a one-on-one.
Throws it to the sideline. A diving grab is made. So a 1st down, out of bounds. Clock stops inside the 30. It's a nice pitch and catch there from Nix to Salone, the sophomore quarterback, staying upright in the pocket and delivering a 1st down.
And on this play right here is when I would take a shot.
Hementhal runs it to the left side, gets past the 30, to the 25-20, tries to spin out of it, and it looks like forward progress will mark him good enough for a 1st down at the 18-yard line. You're getting positive yards, but it still feels like it's not fast enough.
It's never fast enough, especially in this situation. Now, if you're only down 1 score, then obviously understood, but you're down multiple scores here, and you still got to go back out on defense and get the ball back.
So see what they do here. They do have all 3 timeouts. And Lapel will take a much-needed timeout. Their defense has been on the ropes this possession. Under 4.5 minutes to play from Heritage Christian. The Eagles trying to cut this lead in half. They trail by 4.
Or used vehicle. Visit PenskeChevy.com or visit them in person at 3210 East 96th Street. Once again, thank you to Penske Chevy for supporting Fisher's Tiger Athletics and the Fisher's Sports Network.
Thanks, John. Thanks, John.
Yeah, thank you so much, John, for coming back in and once again giving a break for our sponsors.
Straw hat this time.
Yeah, Penske Chevrolet consistently sponsoring Fisher's Tigers Athletics. And
Mike, when you shop for your next car, are you probably gonna go over to Penske?
I think I will.
I know you're a Roger Penske guy anyway, but you're probably do your shopping there.
Yeah.
Down on 96th Street. It's not far away. It's easy
not
drive.
far away. Easy drive. Yep. And they have some great deals over there at Penske Chevrolet.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the Franklin Central player is still on the ground. This is,
yeah, this isn't looking great. Hopefully he's not too seriously injured.
he's getting tended to.
And some scores from around the league. As I said, HC already won, beat Noblesville pretty badly, and Westfield is up on Avon 31-14 late in the fourth quarter. Ben Davis is really giving it to Carmel 45-10.
Mercy.
And that Ben Davis team is very tough, to be fair.
Yep.
But also, Brownsburg is beating Zionsville 59-21. So some big blowouts today in Indiana high school
we were
football.
cruising towards one of those here, and everything changed in the last few minutes.
Yeah, just a couple big plays like the pick six and the Gorak injury both hurt Fishers a lot.
No doubt. Looks like the Franklin Central lineman got rolled up a little bit on his ankle, and he's getting help off the field, as you guys can probably see. But not good news to ever lose a
Yeah, Franklin Central's got to make sure he gets off the field before they snap the ball here.
They're ready, though. They are ready.
Yeah, so once again, if you did not remember, it was a pass interference on Morrow in the end zone. So this will be first down from the 10 for Franklin Central. Tudorow, pass it up. Wow.
Great catch. Went up to get it, and the quarterback Tudorow put it right where it needed to be, and once again, not a quick enough reaction.
Well, that was a great play from number 10, Demir Swanigan, who seemingly mossed number 80, Carson Elams. So Franklin Central right in the game.
Under pressure, floats it. Pimenthal catches it, gets down to the 14-yard line. So it's a 4th and 6 coming up. Ticky, tick, 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 tick. They're just.
They got to run a play.
Here we go. 5 wide, 3rd and 11. Throw to the end zone, in the air. That was 4th down, 4th and 8, excuse me. And that'll just about do it. 3:15 to go. Heritage Christian here in the fourth quarter. Peyton had 2 opportunities to get it into the end zone from inside the 25-yard line, and they failed to do so.
And as an offense, that's disappointing, obviously. But like we saw and like you mentioned, I think the lack of urgency got to them. I think staying in bounds for them got to them and running the ball when really they needed to be passing the ball in this type of situation got to them. And it ultimately, at this point, obviously we don't know until the clock hits 0-0, but it may have done it.
And shout out really to Lapel's defense. I mean, they were inside of the 30 with their backs up against the wall, and they got the stops that they needed. They've held Heritage Christian scoreless since midway point of the second quarter, and now they have the football with a chance to milk this clock away. First handoff of this possession goes for a loss of 1. We're going to be 2nd down and 11. Clock still ticks under 3 minutes. Not sure. I mean, you can't take them with you. Not sure why Heritage Christian hasn't elected. You know, on offense, there's so many different ways to stop the clock. You could spike it, incomplete pass, or, you know, something to the sidelines, you go out of bounds. Defense is when you use your timeouts. They've let 18 seconds go off since it snapped and counting. We're at 20 seconds.
And it's probably going to go up to 30 every
Yeah, I mean, they could have called a timeout at the end of that play at 3:01, I believe. That's 30 seconds off the clock. They're going to throw it. Caught. Makes a man miss to the 20, 25, first down, and that'll stays on his feet, still going. Off to the races. Hold on to the football. He's at the 50, the 40, the 30. Drugged down from behind at the 25-yard line, and that should do it as Lapel goes for a 62-yard run. That should put this one away.
And Whitty has just been all over the field all night tonight, and Lapel at halftime seemingly came out of the locker room just with more physicality than Heritage did.
Yeah, and you know, we talked about it didn't seem like either team was doing enough, you know, coming out of that third quarter to win this football game.
In the squib kickoff, it's been rough all second half.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was almost disaster for the Fishers Tigers.
Instead, Fishers will take over at their 32-yard line. Sturgill in the backfield, flanked by Kobe.
Yeah, Sturgill gives it off to Hall. for the jet sweep. Hall stopped in the backfield.
I'll tell you what, that's an energetic Franklin Central defense right now.
Yeah, number 15, Jeremy Cox.
He was all over it.
Yeah, big stop there. Franklin Central lets the clock run. It looks like Fishers will try to use all the clock available.
We do have a running back that's going down.
Yeah, and number 13, Noah McPeak, split out on the far side of the field along with
Yeah, it's a false start.
big false start there for Fishers. So it looked like Hall might have jumped jumped before the snap.
So now the field gets a little bit longer. It'll be 2nd and 17.
Repeat second down. It'll be 2nd and 17 with the ball at the 50.
Yeah, that is not what you want from your Fishers Tigers offense.
Because you want to be able to play conservatively here, but now you've got to eat up some yardage to try to get in the position where it's 3rd and manageable.
Yeah, exactly. And you do not want the clock to stop here, so you do not want an incomplete pass.
There we go. Sturgill barking out the signals. Hall's in motion.
Sturgill this time gives it off to Martin. Martin,
Big play.
big play.
Big run.
24, Kobe Martin on the carry.
It's about half of that real estate back that they needed to get.
Stop by number 4, Jay.
A minute 43 to go. They'll call the timeout.
And if Lapel gets it,
I think they did call it.
first down, if they get another first down, game's over. Because the timeouts won't help Heritage, obviously.
Thought they might put a few more seconds back on the clock. It looked like that play ended with about 1:43 to go. A bittersweet feeling here for Heritage Christian on their homecoming night. Had the lead at halftime, 15-14. And now trailing by 2 touchdowns. Lapel has the football. So 2nd and 2, and as you mentioned, they're a first down away from putting this one home.
If I'm Heritage at this point, I'm bringing the house.
Yeah,
I mean,
just bring
it's the end of the
everybody.
game, even the corners.
Miller, handoff, first down. And he falls down, and that'll do it. Couple knees, the separation between the Lapel Bulldogs and a big-time road win, spoiling homecoming for Heritage Christian. The Bulldogs will move themselves to 3-4 on the season. Heritage will lose for just the 2nd time this year. They will move to 5-2. If you're Heritage Christian, what's the number one thing you're working on in practice this upcoming week?
The number one thing I'm working on if I'm Heritage, actually there's a few things that could reel into number one. Number one, finding a pass game rhythm, because you cannot always rely on just the run game because your running backs get way too tired, as we saw quickly into this game. And then defensively, they're tackling too high and they're not being the aggressor. Lapel straight up just wanted it more. In this game, it looked like their line of scrimmage dominated Heritage's line of scrimmage, especially in the second half of football here. And they tackled low when they were greeted with Heritage's ball carriers, and Heritage is hugging them around the face, which is never going to work with.
Away. 1 timeout left, as we said, for Franklin Central.
Yeah.
And Franklin Central will start with the ball on the 46-yard line.
Yeah, and obviously, you do not. Obviously, it is 4-down territory everywhere on the field here.
Absolutely.
As this is Franklin Central's last stand and last chance to score.
Deep pass down
They
the
go
right
deep.
sideline.
Wow.
Had to wait the last second. He could not. Mr. Do Everything can't come up with the catch.
Looked like it hit both of number 4, Jan Harvey's hands.
Yep.
That was a great
May have
opportunity.
gotten tipped a little bit just to change the angle, but I don't think it was.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Looks like Franklin looks to be moving back a bit, so it's possible that penalty could be
I think it's gonna
on
be
the offense. But that was a...
Yep. It's a big one. Did I hold?
Looks like it's a personal foul.
Mercy.
All right, so that flag was personal foul, a block below the waist on Franklin Central, which brings him all the way back.
Long field
to the 31.
Franklin Central has no problem looking deep, though.
They have a man there, but once again, a big drop by number 4, Jan Harvey. And this will be...
Looked like a pretty good play call,
yeah,
but he couldn't reel it in.
Yeah, but this will be second and very long. Second and 25 for the Flashes from their own territory.
Franklin Central gets up the line of scrimmage relatively quickly. He sets the play. And the signal's in. Here we go.
Totoro drops back. He passed it over the middle. And
Nobody there.
That pass
Nothing
was
else. Nobody home.
way above number 12, Hudson Moritz's head, and in no man's land. And nobody can even get a hand on it for Fishers. Crucial third down here for your Fishers Tigers.
It's third and 25. So obviously Fishers in a position where they can drop the defensive backs back there. I hate the word prevent defense, but you're seeing a little bit of that right now, and that's why there was so much space. With that long yardage situation, that's the smart play, but...
Looks like Fishers isn't doing too much of a press.
They're coming at him. Another jailbreak.
Good defense, but Franklin jailbreaks it, and they get about 10 yards on that play, and it's going to be 4th and 15 from their own 41. If you get a stop here, if you're Fishers, this is game.
Yeah, this is the whole thing right now. Fishers needs to step up, do what they've done.
The stands are rumbling from both the students and the adults.
It's literally shaking up here in our booth.
Totoro
Deep drop. He's
rolls to his right.
Out.
Pass it deep.
Knocked down.
Knocked down. And no flag on the play. And that should be the end of the game for Fishers Tigers.
Well, you and I have watched a lot of football in our lives, and we can say we've seen stranger things than this. 1:06 left. Fishers will take the ball, take the possession.
That is true, but
we have seen stranger things, but it should be something you should be able to salt it away, especially with the timeout situation. Again, Franklin Central only has one to burn. They can't do a lot of things to stop the clock.
Yeah, barring a turnover here, it should be the end of the game for the Fishers Tigers, that was a big stop for the Fishers defense.
Huge stop. The defensive backs did a great job there. They were around the ball. They may not have made the play every time, but they were around the ball.
Which, I mean, one thing that helped that a lot was that big penalty of the
That's huge.
Hitting below the waist.
And this is a theme this game. It's a theme, right? Whenever Franklin Central started getting momentum, a penalty would come along, especially in the first half, right? So a little that reared its ugly head again in the second half, late in the second half.
So Fishers in victory formation.
No
kidding. And Sturgill takes the knee.
They're going to let it run.
Yeah, it looks like Franklin Central is going to let the clock run. Well, that was a hard-fought game from the Franklin Central Flashes, coming back from the 22-3 deficit at half.
Tremendous adjustments, and they made plays. Their quarterback made passes, and they were good. They were very good in the second half. But Fisher's running start they got in the first half, those 2 pick sixes outmatched the 1 pick six. It's that simple.
Yeah, I mean, Franklin Central really looked like the team that they really are in the second half, as they're ranked 12th in the state.
It's a good point. Again, Fishers didn't just beat a slouch. They beat a good team here in Franklin Central.
And hopefully number 14, Bennett Gorak, is okay. Hopefully he's back for next game.
And that's another Fishers Tigers victory.